Telecom Secretary Mr. Anshu Prakash, Mr. P.K. Sinha, Mr. Gupta, Mr. Padi, Mr. Bhatia, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to be here, but I would appreciate action on the ground. If this is a congregation organized by my department, I would have been happier if there would have been more participation of potential FDI participants. That's how I look at it. I would appreciate the department keep these suggestions in mind when organizing these kinds of seminar. The India's story is great, and this story is required to be told with eloquence, with commitment and with confidence. I would appreciate if this story is effectively conveyed by my department. Today I would like to take this opportunity to outline the larger narrative of communication technology and information technology in particular in the great Mahayagya of transforming India. The journey began with mobile, with lot of ups and downs, till the 99 policy came, and from license regime we moved to revenue sharing. Then came the second stage in 2003, when the government of Shri Bajpayee, late Shri Bajpayee, we all further refashioned the whole mobile ecosystem. The then Information Broadcasting Minister had the privilege to be in the GOM, which decided all this. Today India's communication ecosystem has become powerful. Many players came, many players withdrew, lots of ups and downs happened, but now there is a stability, and I would say some maturity also. Close to almost 120 crore mobile phone with 40 crore plus smartphones. That is rendering its own story in this narrative. The second part is the story of India's IT industry. They mostly went into IT services and flew aloft our tricolor in nearly 200 cities of 80 countries, substantially in USA. Then comes the third aspect of India's technological transformative ecosystem, and that is to propel India collectively as a digital power. From technology to information technology to software innovations to patent creation to exploring the frontiers of new technology with centers of excellence and trying to reach that milestone. And the Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, with his passion for technology, led this transformation from the front, where he gave us two powerful mantras. The first was reform, perform and transform. And the second was technology should be for not only economy or commerce. Technology should also be for empowerment. And from this narrative came programs like Digital India, Stand Up India, Startup India. And the most important aspect I would like my officers in particular to acknowledge and understand The Digital India program, apart from empowering ordinary Indians with the power of technology, is also designed for digital inclusion, bridging the digital divide between digital haves and digital have-nots. Therefore, telecommunication and mobile simplicity, being just an instrument of communication economy, to a larger narrative of India's transformative exercise. This journey has to be appreciated, acknowledged, and contingent responsibility of the stakeholder requires to be appreciated. Because you get FDI when you present a holistic picture. And therefore today, I am trying to present that holistic picture. How technology is transformative. One of the essence of digital India is also that this transformation must be achieved through technology which is low cost and developmental, and preferably homegrown. FDI not prohibited. Therefore, there must be homegrown technology, there must be an inclusion, and there must be the propelling force of the whole digital ecosystem, with mobile acquiring the preeminent role. And we have succeeded in helping that transformation possible. And in India, 130 crore, close to 120 crore mobile phone. 123 crore Aadhaar card. You haven't seen your Aadhaar card closely. I would recommend you to see your Aadhaar card closely. Again, homegrown technology, kept under safe and secure condition. What does Aadhaar contain? Aadhaar contains your name. You are a male and female, your father's name, and your permanent address, and a Aadhaar number. What it does not contain: your religion, your faith, your community, your financial record, your medical record, or sexual preferences by which you can be profiled. But what the system contains: your fingerprint, 10, and iris, which we call core biometrics. God has created human being. You can change your name, you can change your face with plastic surgery, but you cannot change your fingerprint or iris. That is unalterable logic of the Creator. Now what we did? Today we have 123 crore Indians on Aadhaar. We link that with mobile. We opened close to 34 crore Jan Dhan bank account of the poor, and started sending all the subsidies for the poor and underprivileged to the bank account. We sent close to 7,80,000 crores in the last 5 years under DBT. And how much we saved? 1,50,000 crores. Fictitious recipient or non-existent claimants. Digital governance is good governance. These transforming narrative have a very strong commercial content as well. That India is digitally a very thriving ecosystem for commerce. And when I was handling this portfolio earlier, a big debate occurred in India about neutrality laws. I said I don't want to face it. I announced in the Parliament the right to access of internet is not negotiable. It flows from our constitutional right of Article 21. And I took very firm stand. If some of my old journalist friends are here, they would recall Mark Zuckerberg with the Facebook wanted to establish free basics here. It looked very charming from outside. But when I examined it, I found to my dismay, you get everything free if you enter through the gate of Facebook. I said, sorry, India is a democratic country, a huge country. India doesn't believe in a single gate. And I did not accord him license at all. Therefore, when we say right to access is not negotiable, we have also ensured it is implemented. And the world acknowledged our stand. And mind you, it did not impinge upon FDI at all. Because India is a thriving market. Take the case of IT services. From e-hospital to e-scholarship, to e-commerce, to e-visa, to gym platform for purchase, to various e-NAM farmer products. Majority are powered by mobile phone. How the narrative is changing, you need to understand that. Electronic manufacturing, again a part of that ecosystem. From 2 mobile phone factories in 2014, India today is home to 268 mobile factories. Manufacturing all kinds of mobiles in India. And India today has become the second biggest mobile manufacturer in the world. I acknowledge the presence of Virat Bhatia here of Apple's. Apple has also begun to love India. Welcome to India. Because India offers a huge market. Make in India for Indian market and also export outside. You may have seen 3-4 days ago, I had a long meeting for the whole day. More than 70 CEOs and others came. We heard them. And how actively we follow it up. In consumer electronics, we found that one particular duty was forcing industry to relocate outside. Next day it was withdrawn. Next day. And the larger changes we did in the whole taxation ecosystem, which Anshu just talked about. India today has the same tax regime as Vietnam or Thailand as far as investment manufacturing is concerned. And therefore, how we are proceeding? For my FDI investors, I need to highlight all the policy regime we have put in place. We have a digital communication policy. We have an electronic manufacturing policy. We have an open source policy. And we have a software product policy. That means from digital communication to software production to open source to electronic manufacturing. And now the whole taxation regime has been liberalized to the best extent possible. And FDI is 100% in telecommunication and IT. Therefore, this changing narrative of India is required to be appreciated. Why India is the center of biggest footprint of Facebook or WhatsApp? Twitter, maybe second or third. Other social media platform. Because India is a growing digital economy. And the world seeks India. They are welcome to India. India has a lot to offer as well. Now, new technology from AI to machine learning, deep learning, IoT. India is exploring all. I would like my officers to understand the depth of AI in Sanchar Bhavan and how my officers are going to explore, exploit and leverage AI in the network of communication. Anshu, I would like my officers to really have complete skilling in the challenges and opportunity which AI presents. What is AI in very simple terms? Earlier, machine used to be dictated by you. Now, the machine has a mind. because data is fed and they take a decision. And Prime Minister is very keen that we must leverage AI for effective, optimum and far-reaching use to change the narrative of India. And ladies and gentlemen, you must understand India. How Indians have a passion for technology. I would give you two instances. One day I had gone to my state, Bihar, in Sasaram for a party meeting, and I had to catch the flight from Varanasi. I was driving on the GT road, and without lots of repair work was going. And I was getting a little worried because next day I had an important assignment from morning. I found to my present surprise that my PA was on Google Map. How is the road? The driver was on Google Map, and my CRPF security was also on Google Map. All of them were enjoying AI to see as to how many blocks are there. No one taught them. And the second was most fascinating. And that boy, I called him to give him a good reward. In Orcha, near Jhansi, is a very religious place, you know that, Jhansi Girani all. A lot of Spanish tourists go there. His father had a small gift shop. The boy was 16 years, I'm forgetting his name. Spanish don't speak Hindi or English, and his father knew only Hindi and tutti-frutti English. That boy went on social digital platform and picked up workable Spanish in 3 months, and the business rocketed because it became evident to all the tourists coming from Spain, go to that shop, a little boy speaks Spanish. This is the passion of India and Indians. I would like my officers to understand this changing narrative of India. Now data is becoming, I don't want to say is the new oil, but data is going to emerge as a big area of growth, commerce and investment. Billions and billions of data we produce. And I have set this goal to my officers in the IT department, and I am saying it in the communication department. I want India to become a center of excellence, a lead power in data analytics. And I would like my department people to understand the importance of data. I want India to become the big center of data refinery, if I can call that. Refining raw data, cleaning it, anonymizing it in safe and secure conditions. That's my vision. And globally, when this whole data privacy debate is going, I'm in particular advocating a line which I coined when I had gone last year to Silicon Valley and I spoke about it in Stanford. The idea of India is to have a blend between data availability, data utility, number 2, data innovation, number 3, and data privacy. From availability to utility to innovation to privacy, there has to be a proper blend of all this. If India has to offer all this, obviously, you need FDI. And India's pull factor to get the highest quantity of FDI would depend as to how you present India's case as a good country of digital commerce, of digital opportunity. And my IT sector I worked, and I would like all of you to read that report. India's case for $1 trillion digital economy. And it's the case from conventional telecommunication to conventional IT to electronic manufacturing to strategic electronics to manufacturing electronic simplicity to new technology from IoT to data analysis, all are part of digital economy. And if this is the asset you have, obviously there will be great scope for investment and also FDI. I just wanted to understand what has been the FDI inflow. In 14 to 19, India got $286 billion US dollars of FDI. And total FDI in 18-19 has been 64 billion. Telecom got 2.6 billion in 18-19. Electronics got 6.42 billion in 18-19. Computer software and hardware. And this quarter of 29-20 versus 18-19, India received 16.3 billion, with a rise of 28% against 12.7 billion last year. I would like also to explain to you one other facet of India's digital transformation. Digital payment, a great success story. The transaction in 2016 was 91.83 crores. It became 332 crore in July 2019. In terms of value, in September 2017, it was 5,325 crores. In July 2019, it became 1.463 lakh crore. From 5,000 crore plus to 1.43 lakh crore. And don't forget, digital payment is substantially powered from UPI and others through small kasbai towns and also villages. E-commerce is powered again through mobile phone from kasbai town and villages. I would like to share a very interesting experience of mine when I was promoting postal departments asset all over the country for effective delivery of e-commerce products. Their mail revenue rose like anything because of all this. Because now you don't get money order, it is a digital payment. You don't get letter writing because there is now SMS or messaging. I thought I will make optimum use of it. And how e-commerce is changing India and the narrative of postal assets. One day I decided to travel myself. This was in 2016. I went from Delhi to Ghaziabad, from Ghaziabad to Hapur, and Hapur to a village 50 kilometers down. I met the e-commerce suppliers in Ghaziabad. And one particular young girl, almost 21 years, shot. I said, "Beta, tum kya karti ho?" I run pujapat.com. I said, "What?" I have many relations abroad. They used to ask me for Bhagavad Gita, for Hanuman Chalisa, for Dhoop Bhakti, for Agarbatti. Then I said, better to start a good operation. And I'm making good money and postal system charges me less. I patted her. I went to Hapur, stopped in Meerut. When I went to a village 40 kilometers away, the rural post office, the postman in particular, there was strict instruction that he will not disclose my identity to the village people. I wanted to see the result myself. And ladies and gentlemen, the power of mobile and the innovation of human mind. In the post office, rural post office, a young girl came, hardly 17, 18 years. A consignment had come for her from Bombay, delivered there. मैंने कहा, बेटा आपने क्या मंगाया है? So she looked at me and नाप तौल से मंगाया है. क्या मंगाया है? कहा टीवी पर देखा, मुझे फ्रॉक पसंद आया, गाउन, मैंने मोबाइल से बुक कर दिया. Then she recognized my face. And then I patted her. But see that transformative exercise, mobile phone, e-commerce, postal delivery. How it is changing the narrative of India. This is going to be irreversible with the more and more digital empowerment of India and ordinary Indians. I am very keenly pushing the case. E-commerce should succeed more. Delivery should succeed more. Health, education, agriculture should become more accessible to this new technology. India has everything going for it. Good human resource, open society, democratic government, a very powerful global leader, and India a huge market. With all this and a very friendly policy initiative, with all this happening, India has everything going to attract the best investment destination. And to the potential investor, I can only say, we have very accessible government. I am just a phone call away. And I would like my office to have the same kind of attitude. If any foreign investor is not given good treatment by my officers, I would not like it. Be very clear about it. If I hear complaint, I want my officers, my team to be very open, very accessible, because we need investment. And our commitment is to take India's economy to $5 trillion, new $5 trillion. Out of which $1 trillion will come from the digital economy. We could do it now. It took 55 years to Indian economy to get a size of $1 trillion. In the last 5 years, we took it to $2.7 trillion. So if we can do in 5 years from 1 trillion to 2.7 trillion, by 2024-25, we can surely add another $5 trillion. That is the potential, that is the talent, that is the capability, that is the promise, and that's the market. That's India I look forward to. Therefore, with these words, I will only tell the investors, the FICCI, the Indians, please showcase India's promising digital market to attract FDI. In 2014, 11, the 11th economy in the world. Now become the 5th economy in the world, surpassing many of the leading countries of the world. So if this is the level of India's maturity in economic development, surely we should be the 9th biggest recipient of the FDI. In my view, India must become the topmost center of FDI recipient. This is how I see it. And that's the goal. I would like to work for all of you, that you all need to work in that direction. Thank you. Namaskar. Jai Hind.